Well, Phil Baker is here chatting to us about current affairs and contemporary issues. And remember, you can log on to his blog at philbaker.net to send him a message.
Phil, welcome to the couch.
Well, it's good to be here, and I'm really upset that you weren't thrilled to meet me like you were Michael W. Smith.
Oh, I'm very thrilled to meet you.
Okay.
But I've met you before, Phil.
Well, I know.
But I'm still happy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
If you could sing a song for me, I'd be more excited.
Vive la France! Which is, of course,
Speaking
I'm
of
feeling
which.
sad for the French people today because the
Why?
whole... Well, you know, Paris is a wonderful city and they lost out.
Oh, well.
And so I want to say at least a token thing to all the French people out there, the people eating croissant, all that sort of stuff, just to say that I am English, and so I'm quite proud that England won the Olympics, and of course the papers are filled with that today.
Yeah.
And I think it's great for England and great for London. You know, every time you go to London, London's a great city, as you know, but it's there's this, especially in the East End where the Olympics are going to be based. It's the worst part of London. It desperately needs renewal.
Wow.
And I think a lot of, you know, a lack of hope on the streets so often, and with the weather and everything like that. So the Olympics is going to be just a great boost for the whole nation.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to really lift it up. It's going to give young kids purpose to join the athletics and get in. I've always contended that the reason Australia win the Ashes nearly all the time is because of the weather. Because in England it's raining most of the time, so kids are not inspired to go out and play. So they go to the video arcades, whereas in Australia it's always, kids are outside.
Wow.
And if the English had the same weather, I think they'd be beating us all the time because of the population base.
Valid point.
Yeah, so so this is going to give them something to be excited about, you know, before the upcoming Ashes loss, which they're going to be. I then revert back to Australian, you see. So the papers are filled with that, and so I thought that's a thing to bring up. And then the second thing, the Telegraph today did an article on Big Brother Uncut.
Wow.
And on the blog back, last month I did a short thing on that, and I've brought that up for today. Because the Telegraph, in their editorial, basically started up saying, as a paper, we are not against, we're not for censorship, but, and they go on to say they think what's going on is terrible, that at 9:30
Wow.
time slot you've got this smut TV, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just lamenting the fact that, you know, the days of Kerry Packer in Channel 9, about 7 or 8 years ago, or maybe longer, there was a program very similar, but not nearly as bad, on TV, Channel 9, just a new program, and it was just smutty TV, and Packer was watching at home, and he saw the first sort of 10 minutes.
Yeah,
In the first ad break, he phoned up,
Yeah.
and the
Took it off
program
air.
never came back. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with Channel 10? So someone suggested to me that Channel 9's owned by Kerry Packer and Channel 10's owned by the shareholders. So maybe if all the shareholders could get on the phones and complain, and of course, you know, yeah, it's.
Is it on at 9:30?
Yeah.
The program's on, yeah, I think 9:30 Uncut, and I think they're pushing for an 11:30 slot, and it's just puerile. It's just, and the thing about the power of sexuality is we make the point that the reason sex is not just a physical thing. And you kind of know that because when someone's been sexually abused, it's not just a minor thing. You don't just say, get over it. I mean, no professional would say that. They'd say, this is a big deal. It's going to take years to recover from this. If it's just a physical thing, that shouldn't be the case. The fact is sex affects our whole being, spirit, soul and body. And so therefore, in one side, community is very aware of that when it comes to sexual abuse and rape and that sort of stuff. But when it comes to, then the rest of the time we treat it just like a physical, no big deal, don't be silly. And so it's good to see the Telegraph and people like Kerry Packer, who certainly don't have Christian values, are actually recognising this is not good. This is just how we're building our culture by feeding this kind of stuff into our young people. It's more the attitude to it all, you know.
Need to make some serious changes.
Yeah, so...
I think it's disgusting. All I've seen literally is the ad break for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even see it. I was lying in bed and could hear it,
Yeah.
and was just like, what the heck is that?
Yeah. And it's that time of night, and yeah, so we've got you know 13, 14, 15-year-old girls, and we think we don't want them watching that. But I'm thinking,
absolutely,
our family, we've got boundaries. We can choose to change the channel. We can. It's not about that. It's about the rest of the population. That not every family's in that situation.
I think what you said too is going to have some major implications down the track, and that's what we're going to look at.
Yeah, as soon as you start going there.
So if you do want to get involved in that, make sure you get onto Phil Baker's blog and put some comments back there, philbaker.net, and we'll get some more discussions going.